Welcome back to What Would You Do? In part one, we built your financial foundation. And in part two, we looked at marriage and family decisions when it comes to money. Now, in part three, I am moving you straight into one of the biggest financial decisions most people will ever make in their lives. Now, what am I talking about? I am talking about property. I am talking about one of the wealth problems, debt. I am talking about life decision, and I'm also talking about some of the other setbacks that we can't actually comprehend. Now, I'm curious once again, what would you do? Let's dive deeply into these scenarios. Our first scenario, you are 42 years old and you have 3 kids. You moved to the UK 15 years ago, and by the grace of God, you have managed to save 70 good £1,000. Now, your wife wants you to buy your first property in England. And your family says, no, you need to come back home and build that dream home, because we're talking about the prestige. We're talking about what the society is all about. Come on, you need to come back home. This is where the family is, and build that property. Now, you can only afford one. My question to you, what would you do? If you ask me, I will build my home in the UK first. And you may ask why. The reason is because this is the foundation. In the scenario I stated, you have 3 kids. This is the ground the kids are growing up. This is where the income is earned. This is where I need to build these pillars to protect this next responsibility God has given me. A house back home may give you the admiration. Yes, that is great. But building here first gives you financial stability. It gives the family stability. And so there's nothing wrong with building both back home and in the UK. I do not intend to sacrifice my financial security to social approval. And so I need to make sure that the foundation is secured. And once the foundation is secured, I can move on to the next. Now, a house I rarely live in shouldn't really take too much out of me. And so, yes, we'll get to that chapter. But where I actually live, I'm not going to live in a property, pay someone else's mortgage, whilst my real property, that is my dream home, is in a different continent. That is not a good financial decision. And so, yes, I'm gonna own the property here. If I have to go on the property ladder, by all means, get onto that mortgage, pay it with time. And in time, we can build that dream home back home. That is just another conversation for another day. What kind of a dream home we are actually talking about. Scenario 2, you are 42 years old, and the good news is you just completed paying your mortgage. So there's no debt with you. You are mortgage free. Now there's a lot of cash coming down, raining on you. Now guess what? Society, your friends, your family, they are telling you, go for that dream car. Go on that holiday. See, you are debt free. Maximize it. See, enjoy your life. Now, my question to you, what would you do? First of all, congratulations. Paying off a mortgage is one of the greatest financial achievements anyone, I don't know how you interpret this, will ever obtain. And so a huge congratulations to you. Secondly, please, in all humbleness, go on that holiday. If you can afford that holiday without debt, by all means, go on that holiday. If you can buy that brand new car without debt, by all means, buy it. Now, why am I saying this? Someone may be wondering, well, look, I thought you got advice. You're a financial advisor. Is that what you are saying? Yes, that is what I am saying. Do you know the kind of sacrifices it takes to clear off a full mortgage? Even if the mortgage is £100,000, it takes a lot of discipline, commitment, and enough utmost sacrifice to be able to clear that mortgage. Selfless commitment to be able to clear that mortgage. And we may be talking about 10, 15, 25, 30 years. And by the grace of God, you still have your life. You are only 42 years old. So you have enough room to now build wealth. Some people start building wealth from 50. But you are 42 and you are mortgage free. Please take that holiday. Is it California? Where are we going? We're going to Connecticut. Where are we going? Go on that holiday. But please, like I said, it shouldn't be on debt. Now, that mortgage money you have freed up is going to be the next chapter. So let me assume you've just returned from that mortgage. Yes. Or you just purchased that car. Yes. Now, let's talk. We need to build the next future. Yes, you may have been mortgage free. That is one sector you have actually conquered. But we now need to build real wealth. We need to build real long-term wealth. We're talking about your investment. We're talking about your pension. And once again, long-term investment. That is what I'm actually talking about. And so that money we have freed from going to the banks and the borrower, that money is not going to build our next chapters. And so once again, if you do not know what to do, I need you to book a financial advisor. Or better still, go to YAT Finance, yatfinance25@gmail.com and send an email. Or go to my instant store and book a one-on-one. Let's take that same money you save from that mortgage into the next chapters of your life. Scenario 3, you are 38 years old and you are married with 2 beautiful children. You own a 3-bedroom property, which you and your family actually occupies. But there's been a little bit of an adjustment that you believe you need. Read your messes. What is happening? You have family members visiting you here and there. You have friends visiting you here and there. And so yourself and your wife, you are deciding of going for a 5-bedroom. Now the bank approves of that mortgage, a bigger size, big environment, a parking space, a backyard, bigger rooms here and there. Now you are wondering, because once in a while you take a pause because you see there's always a reflection and you wonder, what should you do? What should you do? Now, my question to you is, what would you do? So we are not going to confuse a bigger home to a better financial life. And so I am not going to ask myself if I can afford the mortgage. The best thing or the best question one should be asking is, what will it cost me for that bigger mortgage? Is it going to cost my investment? Is it going to cost flexibility with finances? Is it going to cost my savings? Is it going to cost me building wealth? This is what you want to actually analyze. Yes, you've just passed the affordability check. And so the bank are already throwing at you, come for it. But you know what your reality is. And I kept saying there's always a gap in the financial sector. And that gap is the only consumer. The consumer is the only one who can interpret and bridge the gap, because you know your reality and your truth. The financial institutions only know what goes onto your credit records and profile, but you know what your reality is. And so if we intend to really build wealth, then we want to assess all of this. I am not discouraging you from going for that bigger house, but check what is going to actually cost you. And if it's going to cost you even a little bit of your financial stability, then I am sorry, you do not actually need it. You want to look at maybe maintaining this house and also building bridges around the house. What am I talking about? Why are we trying to go for a bigger house? Because friends need to come in and spend holidays, family needs to come in. We need to identify the season we find ourselves in and know what actually works better for us, and not compound and bring unnecessary stress on us, but rather planning for the future. If you ask me, what will that bigger mortgage cost you? And if it's going to cost you any form of instability, I'm sorry, let's maintain a 3-bedroom house. Scenario 4, you are 39 years old and your mortgage actually allows you to make overpayment. At the same time, you also invest in your stocks and shares ISA. Now, you have received some bonus and you are wondering, should I overpay on my mortgage? Or should I invest in my ISA? My question to you is, what would you do? Here is what I would do, and I believe it is dependent on several factors. And these factors, analyzed properly, should determine or aid your next decision. I am talking about your mortgage interest rate, your investment time horizon, your attitude to risk, and your personal goals. For me, if paying off your mortgage early helps you to sleep comfortably at night, then to me, that is valuable. And also, if you believe that the returns on your long-term investment outweighs your borrowing capacity, then by all means, invest. But you see, to most families, there is a balance. They will pay down on their mortgage and also invest. If you have that capacity, by all means do that. A little bit onto your mortgage and also your investment, then we can have a balance. So it's always dependent on the factors that I have listed. And if you weigh all of this and it's valuable, go for it. It is in your capacity and there isn't a right or wrong answer. But always ensure that the borrowing rate, I'm talking about what the percentage on that mortgage and your long-term horizon, how long you intend to go for when it comes to investments. Also, the returns on that actually beat the borrowing. Then you know where you stand. Scenario 5, you are 41 years old and you have just been made redundant. You have 2 kids and a mortgage. The good news is you have an emergency fund that could last you for the next 4 months. But unfortunately, you have never experienced anything like this. And so there's a lot of thought and questions here and there. What would you do? Life happens. Redundancy is not a failure. So I need you to please, first of all, calm down. It is fine. It is life. And this is one of the reasons why we build emergency funds. And so the good thing is you can actually survive for the next 4 months. But you see, we are not going to wait for the next 4 months. This is what I need you to do. Get on the phone immediately to your mortgage providers. The earlier you communicate, the better. The reason is because until the next structure I'm about to bring on board, I need you to have that salient communication. Let them know what the problem is right now so that there can be some expectation. And sometimes they can even freeze it for a certain number of time. It is better you communicate than a missed payment. And so please ensure you are communicating. Secondly, I need you to ensure that you are canceling every unnecessary outgoings on your budget. Other subscriptions, we don't need them. I don't care what the subscription is, with the exception of your mobile phone and internet. Everything. Cut. Look at me. What do I come to? I'm in the karate world. Everything is a cut. No joke. Seriously. And you see, these things, we do them with our spouses. Sit together. We are at a front line on the war zone. All right. And so it's a cut. We ensure that we are absorbing. We are not on the same pedestal. I need you to understand seasons in life. Sometimes this is our season. That is our season. That is our season. That is our season. That is our season. Identify the season you are in. And with every season, there must be an adjustment. And so please understand and appreciate this season. Now, when we've done all of this, we need to vamp up that CV. Build a little bit of some capacity on top of that CV if we can, and go back to the job markets. We do it day and night onto the job market. But you see, whilst you are looking onto the job market to stabilize again, I pray to God that you come out of this season early. But please, in all humbleness, when you are able to come out of this season, whilst you are committed to working for someone, I need you to find a way of building your own systems. Build structures that work for you. Because the next redundancy, the next job loss, we shouldn't be looking for jobs. We should be working for ourselves. But we don't work for ourselves immediately out of unemployment without building anything. So we build that next phase whilst we are committed to working for other people. That is what we do. So now you are committed to a 9 to 5. Start building your own systems capacity, businesses, investing back to back. And when we lose this employment, when we are made redundant, we don't go back seeking for job. Now we are CEOs. Why? We've been building capacity. We've been building systems, pillars that is now structured and can absorb us. This is how financially one should be reasoning. Personal finance should be something that is part of your day-to-day activity. Don't shy away from that. And I don't care what qualification or whatever you think you have. Put that certificate somewhere. I'm not looking at it. All right? I'm talking about you building systems surrounding you that moves you to the next level. Scenario 6, you are 45 years old and you have money to save well enough for your first property. But you got that phone call from your brother who says he is in the dire need of an agent between 20 to 30,000 pounds, and you are the only one around his circles who can actually help. Now your family is saying, look, family first, you need to help your brother. Your brother needs help. You really need to come through. But helping your brother is also going to cause a lot of delay for you because you need to purchase that property. Now it's going to cost between 5 to 6 years before you can save enough, or your brother will be paying that money back to you to get onto the property ladder. What would you do? Helping family is important. But please, do not destroy one's family's future by rescuing another. This is something my mentor taught me. And he said to me, when you are trying to rise in life and your capacity is not big to contain others. Make sure you have risen to your highest level. Then you can turn back and pull others along. In fact, when I was in the university, I really didn't understand this properly until I got married. That was when I understood this, because I always reflect on this saying, and sometimes when I talk to him, we bring this up and we laugh about it. But see, it was one of the honest things that he said, because growing up, I used to have family, coming along with me whilst I was building, even when I was in the university. And what I do is when I make a little money, I support family here and there. I was doing the right thing anyway. But at that time, I was doing it wrongly. You see? And so now I get it. That is family, and family need it. But if it is going to impact you for the next 5 to 6 years, then sometimes the best answer is no. And that no, for a short time, is going to cause a lot of chaos and chaoticness within the family setup. But in the long time, there's still going to be love in the family. The reason is because you will be able to help from a healthy place. Right now, if you choose to help, you are not helping from a healthy place. Because behind the scenes, there's going to be a lot of tears, and there's a lot of things that will be going on, and family member may not be able to pay on time. There's a lot of things that may take place. So please, right now, the best answer may be now. And in future, when you can, or when you have other means, other medium to support, then by all means do support. But right now, we are not going to sacrifice your future for that. I'm sorry. Property is emotional, and that is why a lot of people make emotional decisions when it comes to property. Meanwhile, considering it is long term, we need to ensure that there isn't any attachment when it comes with property decision making. It must really be based on great fundamentals. It must be based on pillars. It must be based on principles. That is how you are able to take a good pragmatic decision when it comes to property. The best property decisions aren't driven by pressure, appearances, or fear. They are driven by purpose. So before you buy, ask yourself one question. Is this decision getting me closer to financial freedom or moving me to chaoticness? This is some of the things you want to be asking yourself. Thank you so much for watching part 3. What would you do? Which of the scenarios really triggered you? And you were like, no, this is my situation. Let me know in the comment section. If you haven't followed this page, by all means, do me the honor and follow. Go to my stand store and go shopping. A lot of tools you can download for free. Book one-on-one, and for your little ones, get a mentor for them. Book a 4-week session for your little ones where we talk about finance, their next chapter, and their timelines when it comes to decisions with professionalism, decisions with money, when it comes to the next structures and the next phase of their lives. I can't wait to see you at the top. God richly bless you, and thank you so much for watching to the end. I will see you in the next.